a divine command, or a cultural practice? Peace be upon you. Today, let's take a moment to reflect on a simple but important question. Is hijab truly a command from God or just a cultural habit? To answer, let's set aside opinions and listen to what is said in the Quran, in the teachings of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and in the practice of those who lived Islam in its purest form, the early generations of Muslims. 1. First, in the Quran, in Surah An-Nur, verse 31, God says, "And tell the believing women to lower their gaze, guard their chastity, and not to reveal their beauty except what is apparent, and let them draw their veils over their chests." At that time, women did wear veils, but often let them hang loosely, leaving the neck and chest uncovered. So God, in his wisdom, commanded them to pull the veil over the chest, to be covered with modesty, with faith, with obedience. Aisha, may God be pleased with her, reported, when this verse was revealed, the believing women tore parts of their garments and covered their heads with them. They obeyed immediately, no debate, no delay, out of love for their Lord. 2. Then in the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, he said, God does not accept the prayer of a woman who has reached puberty unless she wears a veil. If hijab is required even when standing before God in prayer, how could it be neglected in public? 3. Finally, from the understanding of the early Muslims, Ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, God commanded believing women to cover their faces when they go out. Imam Ahmad said, the entire woman is to be covered, except the face during prayer, but outside, even the face is to be covered. This wasn't based on opinion. It was their faithful understanding of divine revelation. So what is hijab? It is not a prison. It is not a burden. It is an act of love for God, a symbol of dignity, purity, and devotion to the one who knows our hearts. Now listen to this powerful verse. Verse 36, God says, it is not for a believing man or woman, when God and his messenger have decided a matter, to have any choice in their affair. Final reflection. When God speaks, when his messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, confirms it, and the first generations follow it without question, then the answer becomes clear. Share this message. Be a voice for truth. And may God guide us all.